Good evening, and welcome to another excruciating episode of Diatribes from the voice of doom. Now, here's your explicit and exorbitant host, voice of doom. Good evening. I'm drinking Cuba Libre. And I shouldn't be because I'm half crocked. But I wanted to do a diatribe. It's not quite the end of the day. It's 11:18 a.m. p.m. Excuse me. So I thought I'd do a quick one, and I wanted to talk about what I've wanted to talk about for a while. The lull in the chaos and catastrophe. So I figured I'd talk about what everybody wants to talk about right now, which is the midterm elections and the 2024 elections, and I want to explain a little something to you. Now, first of all, my microcosm is a reflection of the macrocosm, and my macrocosm is not that good, so that means the universe is not going to be that good. I'm the center of my own universe, and if my universe goes a little bit awry, then it tends to happen for everybody else, and everybody else is in the same boat, so worry about that. But I was a little bit miffed. Or not miffed, I'm just lethargic about anything because, I went to work on my day off and I made more money than I thought I would, and I blew it all because I don't give a crap about money anymore because it's a defunct concept. The US dollar, what is worth today might not be tomorrow, and I want to try to make more or lose it all. But the point is, I get a kick. I get a little bit of I'm chortling and chuckling about these people in the mainstream media. And when I say mainstream media, I'm not just saying Giraffe and all those people from MS and CN. It's ridiculous. But even Fox and whoever. The other ones, Newsmax and what have you, they're delusional, and it's a pandemic of delusion, and that's what I'll call this diatribe, is a pandemic of delusion, because they're talking about life as if it's going to go on as normal, and it's not, because you can see it's not. Everyone can see it's not. Now, 2024, well, forget that. Let's talk about 2022. My boss is running for governor, and he wants to win, and he is a very good candidate to win. I will vote for him, but it's a long road to hoe because there's old names in Nevada that, you just look at the name and, oh, I know who that is. Okay, check. So that's how voting goes now. It's a failure. Democracy, forget it. It's obvious a failure. Anybody with a brain can see it. But let's talk about elections, because everybody wants to talk about the stupid-ass elections. Now, 2022, first of all, the Dems are in charge right now, and they have about 7 more months to remain in charge, and they are going to do everything they can possibly do to obfuscate and make the next election as doubtful and as full of holes as possible so that they can try to pull out some sort of win. Now, all the touts and the politicians, some of them were not even born when I was already in college, so, come on. But they're touting and they're saying, well, according to history, well, every president in his midterm always, loses the Congress. Well, it happens every time, but we're not in regular times. So I will not put it past the D's to do everything they can to try to circumvent any kind of landslide by the Goppers. And I know even if the Goppers win, they're not going to have the wherewithal to get to the bottom of everything. They're not going to get to the bottom of anything. Because if they do, I've already told you why they won't. We'll expose the entire government as a fraud, and they don't really want to do that. But let's talk about elections, because I get a kick out of people talking about who's going to be the front runner for the D's in 2024. No, Petri Dish is right up front because he's the incumbent. Now, come on. Do I have to be the one to say it? He's degenerating. His brain is leaving every single day, day by day, to the last syllable of recorded time. Okay? You cannot reverse the degeneration, the mind leaving. It would be nice if you could, and maybe they do have some secret remedies, but they're not using them now because Petri Dish is getting worse day by day. It's not weeks, it's not months. Can you imagine? Come on. Put your brain on and think. It's April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 8 months from now, how is Petri Dish going to be? He's going to be gone. And we all know it. So you're talking about 2.5 years from now, if he's going to run for president again? No. Come on. Why don't you guys get it together and see reality? He's not going to be able to. As the rate he's going, he's going to generate more and more. And if they want to have some sort of a propped up kabuki dance of a government where it's like the allegory of the cave, or I'll throw in a whole bunch of crap to describe what we're looking at, it's not going to happen. There's too many factors involved. There's a lot of bombs, there's a lot of missiles, there's a lot of weaponry, and people are aiming it at each other, and everybody has their bone to pick, and everybody has their axe to grind. And you're talking about Petri Dish in 2024. There's not going to be an election in 2024, first of all. So let me explain explicitly why. We're going to be in martial law. We have no choice. If Petri Dish is in office for the next 2.5 years, there's going to be nuclear explosions in major cities. There's going to be rampant there's going to be a rampant rush of people toward the United States thinking that maybe we're the savior. I don't know what they think. I don't know what they're doing. But they say, okay, let's go into something else. Title 20, Title 42, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's some title that they're saying, well, you were circumventing certain people from coming in because of COVID. But we're going to remove that law because COVID isn't a problem anymore. So what are you saying? That there's hundreds of thousands of people that had COVID and now they can come in? I mean, I don't understand any of that, and somebody please explain it. But if there's hundreds of thousands of people that already had COVID or they had it and they were turned away, oh, we tested you, you have COVID, so walk back to Honduras. Go back to Guatemala. Come on. Give me a break. Everybody's coming in. This Title 42 or whatever the hell, that's not going to change anything. Now you can come in whether you have COVID or not. Well, whatever. They're going to have all kinds of things. They're going to have COVID. They're going to have Nipah. They're going to have bubonic plague. They're going to have, German measles. They're going to have smallpox. They're going to have all kinds of crap. They're going to have bombs. They're going to have all kinds of plots to blow up a federal building in some city somewhere. It happens all the time. Come on. It's going to get worse. So you have people commiserating about what the election will look like in 2024. I got to admire their optimism because 2024, come on, at the rate we're going, just extrapolate, use your brain, and see how we've gone in the last year and a half. Think about 2.5 more years with the same people in office because nobody has the guts now. Goppers. Just say, for instance, that the Democrats cannot cheat their way into anything, and it actually follows suit, and there is a landslide of the Congress going toward the GOP. Okay, they're not going to do anything. What are they going to do? Look into the no account son, look into the entire criminal enterprise that the Biden family has been since time immemorial, probably lifetime after lifetime. They're going to look into that. Okay. Everyone's going to be arrested because they're all criminals. Don't you see? Of course they're criminals. They've been using the office of the United States and their position to enrich themselves. It's obvious. So arrest B, arrest C, let's see, H, arrest Petri dish, arrest Kamala. I don't know how corrupt she is, but she has to be. Every politician succumbs to corruption. So that's why democracy is a failure. Obviously is a failure. Anybody with a brain. We can do better than that. And the way we do better is we decide we want to solve problems. We're not into a freaking popularity contest. We're not into spending billions of dollars to get my name out so that people vote for me because they recognize my name. It's ridiculous. And I'm tired of this planet, so you guys can muddle around all you want. But I wanted to bring home the point that elections are defunct. I don't think we're going to have anything like what we're used to. 2022, if the Democrats don't cheat their asses off, well, we'll see what happens. But by 2024, martial law for sure. It's absolutely, totally, it's going to happen because there's going to be some serious problems. There's going to be explosions, and there's going to be rampant anarchy and crime, and between the two tribes, the way they're dealing with the problems of society, we have nothing to look forward to but trouble. So I'm really getting tired of these touts on every channel saying, "Oh, what do you think's going to happen in 2024? Who's going to run for president?" Oh, come on. And even Orangey, he'll run for president in 2024 if there is an election, but what difference does it make? It's just going to cause more turmoil. He should be a kingmaker. He should work from behind the scenes and get somebody else like DeSantis or Abbott or even Tulsi Gabbard. I would take Tulsi. Yeah, I like her. She's a Democrat, but come on. Lots of people I would vote for. Alan West, Dr. Carter, a lot of people. I'm kind of on the right side, but they're reasonable people. They're not going to cause a lot of ruckus. But yeah, get Orangey as the advisor, but he won't do that because he's an egomaniac. So that's the problem. he wants to help the country, but he wants to do it where he's in charge and he gets the credit. So I don't think I'll even post this. We'll see what happens. I'm going to watch it again. It was horrible, but I wanted to talk about this election because it's a sham. It's a facade. It's a kabuki theater. Pandemic of delusion. So we'll leave it at that. And good night. I'm kind of half crocked. Sorry.